This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
This hour sponsored by Better. Better picks a daily fantasy sports app where your sports knowledge turns into real cash fast. Download Better. Visit better.app now. Sign up today. Get free money and no deposit necessary. Download Better. Get better now. BETR.
More on the Thursday night game. Buccaneers, Falcons coming up in 15 minutes. We'll talk Browns and Shedeur Sanders with Tony Rizzo, ESPN Cleveland, coming up in about 30 minutes. And we'll get to the entire Week 15 card in 45. Here we have a bunch of games tonight, Pauly, in the NBA and in the NHL. Before that, just for the record now, the two semifinal games in the NBA Cup, the Spurs are catching 10.5 against the Thunder, and the total is 225.5. Any interest in taking San Antonio?
None.
I don't blame you.
Nope.
It's a buzzsaw right now.
Well, not to mention that they didn't win it last year.
Yeah.
So I would think they're out to prove a point and a little ticked off what happened last year. Made it to the title game and Milwaukee handled them. So
the other game is the Knicks against the Magic. Knickerbockers laying 4.5, total about 223.5. I think this is a good game.
It is. It's too many points, though, I believe, although I do like the comments from Mike Brown after their last win about how they're playing their best ball and they're starting to gel now and figure things out.
Well, I do think that nothing against Orlando, but to your point of, this crazy obsession with the Knicks that you have.
Mm-hmm.
But
what's the problem?
A Knicks Thunder NBA Cup final would be super sexy.
Sure. Number 3 in offensive efficiency. A lot of firepower, a lot of good players. You could have put a nice package together, too. You get a superstar. So, good run for the Knicks, although I still don't trust them away from home where they're 13 and 14 and 1, whatever.
That's fair. By the way, is 225.5 enough for Spurs Thunder? I mean, the Thunder, I get it. They're so good defensively, but the Spurs are going to go at warp speed.
Yeah.
And the Thunder might score 130 in their sleep. So like 130 to 95 gets the job done and 96 gets the job done, goes over.
Yeah, you got that time off, too. Title game Tuesday.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad look.
They're just so freaking good. It's anyway. Tonight Celtics are playing at the Bucs. Boston, boy oh boy. I mean, the Bucs without Giannis, forget about it. They are 24th in defensive efficiency in the last 4 games, and they have one of the worst net ratings in the league during that time as well. Meanwhile, Boston's one of the best teams outside of Oklahoma City, and
I think this is a fluke. What do you think?
It's not going to. It's not going to be a thing like still in March.
They're last in pace, but it's just bombs away.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Celtic homer Bill Simmons had a good point as they put something up on X about it's every guy on the team has something to prove. Jaylen Brown's been great. The coach is a lunatic, watches the town every day. Yes, they are the 3 seed, but they're only 15-9. They are playing great ball with this 5-game winning streak. But again, I think it's catching teams at the right time and also just shooting out of their minds. I think that regression's coming, but it's hard to make the case for Milwaukee here.
Yeah, this is
just what you said earlier. But
yeah, they are shooting better than 40% from downtown over the last, you could break it down any way you want it, 4, 5, 6 games. That's all above 40% from three-point land. Now, the Celtics are 15-9 ATS in the first quarter this year. And here's the guy who's been on fire. It's Derek White. Last 4 games from deep. These are his averages. 5 made threes a game on 12-plus attempts. Over 3.5 is plus 115 in that neighborhood for tonight. Plus 110 is a common number that you can find. But if you told me that he's going to take 12 threes in the game tonight, I would absolutely fire. The problem is, is he going to get to 12? I don't know about that. Specifically, they're a 9.5 point favorite if it turns into a rout. But if he's taking 12 a game, I want over 3.5 plus money every single time.
Yep. And it's hard. Yeah, it's so hard with the total because Boston is the slowest team in the league. But again, if they catch fire, though, they're going to drop 125 on them.
Right.
That's the other thing. So I do have to take Denver-Sacramento over for several reasons. They haven't played. Both teams have been off. Everyone's been off, with the exception of the NBA Cup teams. Denver's had key injuries. They've been lousy defensively. They've had some bad home losses. They gave up a ton of points to Dallas. By the way, Nembhard is a starting point guard in the league. Come on, sports books. There needs to be props up on the guy tomorrow. If you're going to put Jonte Porter stuff up, a starting point guard, there need to be props up on the guy. He's having a great run. So, but Denver still good record, issues defensively, but you have the best player in the world with Joker. Murray's been great. Incredible that 3 different Nuggets have scored 50 this year in a game. Number 1 in offensive efficiency. I think there could be fireworks in this one tonight.
You know that this is their 4th meeting already this season?
Now, that's bizarre.
Here are the scores from the previous 3 games. Denver 130-124. Denver 122-108. Sacramento got him last time. That was in Denver, 128-123. So
that's a bad loss I'm talking
terrible,
about, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 2 of the matchups have blazed right by 239. Westbrook in the 3 games, 26-12-6, 14-11-8, 21-11-6. He's I wanted plus money. He's like minus 125. Last check to have a double-double tonight. Joker in the 3 games, 34-14-7, 35-15-7, and 44-13-7. Hasn't had a triple-double, but those PRA numbers are absolutely insane. And Denver is 16-7 ATS in the first quarter. Sacramento's 9-15. Last 9 games for Jamal Murray, 29 points per game, 4.5 made threes on 7.5 attempts, 7.8 attempts. His prop tonight's 2.5. It's like minus 150. But he also had that one game where he made 10. So, and the books have been slow to post this guy tonight. I'm talking about the Clippers-Rockets game.
Chris Massaro had a good point. Maybe they didn't like Chris Paul. Talking about the players.
Oh, okay.
What they did to him.
I'll buy you. You got me.
Because that's also, he was just, apparently he was stressing.
Yep.
Let's go. This is embarrassing. Come on. But he was just annoying. Still, I don't like how they handled it, sending him home at 3 a.m. after that meeting. But Houston's they have great numbers.
Yes, they do. They're
number 4 in offensive efficiency, and they're number 2 in defense. And something we talked about last week, they are an incredible to 40.8% offensive rebounding rate. Big fellas. Go after and get it. And they are great from 3, but they don't take a lot of them with their percentage. So they have some good numbers here. And again, there was a couple good moments there from the Clippers. That bizarre win in Atlanta when they sent Paul home, and then Johnson was out, and
true.
And the Clippers got in, sitting on the tarmac for 6 hours, whatever. But still, they cannot defend. So my point is, you got a top 5 offense, a ton of dudes, a lot of size, and the Clippers have just let go of the rope defensively. They were number 2 or 3 in the league last year, and they've been near the bottom much of the season defensively.
Well, and they are terrible defending the 3. Teams shoot 39.1% from downtown against the Clips. That's the second highest allowed, almost first, actually. Charlotte is just a hair above them in terms of a worse percentage. So the 2 guys I was looking at with the Rockets, one would be Reed Shepherd. He has not exactly been on fire as of late, and it's like over 1.5 is minus 190 in that neighborhood. But the other guy, and so it's probably not going to be a bet. I was looking all day today, refreshing it, and some books posted, none that I have access to. They have Aaron Holiday was over 1.5 minus 110. I'm like, okay, I want to make that bet. So then eventually, books posted it here in Las Vegas, minus 135. No longer a bet, but if you can find a decent number on him, I would bet it because he has gone over that number 6 out of 7 games. There was a stretch. Now, this goes back 4 games ago. He had 3 straight games where he had 10-plus attempts from 3. He was taking a ton. So he's getting a lot of minutes off the bench, by the way, and that's another guy. If he's going to take 7-8 threes, if I can go over my 1.5 minus 110 all day long, I'm going to bet that, even if he misses it and it's a loser. So I still might get involved. I'll shop around before the game starts tonight.
All right. Hockey, loaded card tonight. Your goal in the first 10 candidates, thanks to Ian Duncan. Colorado, 12-0 at home. Washington, 11-1. Both at home tonight. Washington's on a 17-2 run. Colorado, 21-4. San Jose, 10-12. Flyers, 13-16. I also think there could be fireworks early in that Ducks-Islanders game. First period over in that game. And high-scoring affair.
That would not be a surprise to me whatsoever if that happens.
You got a good angle on the side?
Yeah, I bet I laid the puck line. I bet the puck line with Colorado against Florida. It's a back-to-back tonight in elevation for the Panthers, and they did everything they could to win that game against Utah last night. So I played it for the full game. I know our NHL betting analyst, Jonathan Davis, he attacked it with the puck line in the first and the second periods for Colorado. Plus money. I'm just going to let it play out for the full game. But plus 114 was the number that I got on that one. And Colorado's a truck anyway. Now plus 150. This number's been toggling back a little bit back and forth, but Circa earlier today had easily the best number on the puck line by a good 10 cents. So that was a bet for me. And by the way, I'm going to try to get the juice here in the first 10 minutes because I know that you've been all about those teams that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Hurricanes and Capitals is minus 150. How about this? Ducks Islanders, to your point, minus 170 for a goal in the first 10.
The other thing, too, especially in home games, check out how fast Colorado's scoring in these games. The first five. I would look at first five plus money. Colorado's, bang, 2 minutes in with these Colorado games.
That game the other night, I think you had a bet on it. I think there was a goal in the first 90 seconds.
Yes.
It seems it happens almost all their games.
It is wild.
Where there's one right away.
Yeah.
By the way, I think if you want to, I've never done this before, but yeah, you can parlay that stuff too. You can parlay the games to have a goal in the first 10. So for example, right now on the Circa app, I'm looking at, I just put in Canadiens Penguins and Hurricanes Capitals. That pays about plus 170. All right.
Jeff Davis, Degenerates Paradise.
Yes.
Instant gratification.
Right.
Goal in the first 10. Got to get hot with these first period overs too again.
That'd be good.
A long list.
Yeah.
At least, 20, 22 and 2 run or something.
Like 75%. That's all we're asking for here.
Not much.
All right. The numbers suggest Baker Mayfield has been hurt, I think, for several weeks, and I believe that there is at least one way to exploit it tonight. We'll discuss coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Good to have you on board. Thanks for watching today on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our great affiliates across the country. We'll get to the Thursday night game coming up in a few minutes. Tomorrow on the program, great guest, Evan Loring's going to join the program. Evan is a longtime friend of the show, and he likes to fire. He has $1 million bet on an NFL game this Sunday. You'll find out which one. And if he wins the bet, he's given half of it to an animal shelter in the city in which he lives. If not, it doesn't win, he's still going to give a sizable donation, and we'll bring him on and talk about why he's doing this and how confident he was in this team that he put the $1 million on anyway and why he wanted to go about it. But he comes out here to Las Vegas, a couple times a year? The first time we ever met him, it was when we went back to Foxwoods.
Yes.
And so everybody who was with VSiN at the time out that made the trip, we sat down for a bite to eat at the steakhouse at Foxwoods. And before we could even get started, our server comes over and goes like, hey, by the way, the bill's been taken care of already. Well, how is that possible? We don't even, you don't know what we're going to order. It's Evan. He's like, hey guys, listen to the show every single day. Love the network. Appreciate what you guys do. Have a good dinner. Wait, what? Never met him.
Yep.
Picked up the entire tab. We could have had 11 bottles of wine.
He had some $1 million parlays he hit over the weekend. And also he was the guy who had the Vandy, Hawaii second half bet.
Yeah, so this story had a lot of views on Twitter and Instagram a couple years ago. We're hanging out and he won. We went to go get a piece of pizza or a pizza and some chicken wings at a local spot. And his tickets cashed that he was on, and he came over here to the Circa book, and they were letting him fire away, and he rolled it all into the second half of that game, and it won. And so it paid $300 and whatever $1,000. And Derek Stevens is up at the Mega Bar over here, having a drink, watching the games late Saturday night. Evan comes over with a big plastic bag filled with $300,000+ and slams it right on the slot machine next to Derek, as if to say, "Yeah, this one feels pretty good. What do you think?" And then he left it. And he went into the pit and was playing games. I'm like, hey, Evan.
It's like duffel bag boy.
Yes, exactly right. I guess I'll watch the money for you, but you might want to hang on to that one.
Yeah, right. That's your big boy. Guy goes to the buffet, leaves it in the booth, walks up, gets more food, just leaving $400,000 or $500,000 in a bag. Chris Andrews and Vaccaro used to talk about the pain in the ass he was at the South Point. He'd leave it on the counter and go walk to the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's like you can't do that. There's $200,000 cash in that bank.
That's right. So here for tonight, I'm pretty sure Baker Mayfield, now he doesn't want to talk about it. It was brought up to him over recent weeks, and he's like, nah, it's not my oblique. And this is when he was not running the football. He went 3 straight games without even a single rushing attempt. And he deflected it, said he wasn't injured, and it was a result of defenses scheming for him in those games. Well, the numbers really don't lie. 10-plus air yard throws this season. He's completing 35% of those passes. NFL average is 44%. He completed 49% last year, 43% the year before that. He's tied with Carson Wentz, 36th and 37th in the league out of qualified quarterbacks, only ahead of Bryce Young, who's at 33%. Sam Darnold's at 59%, Burrow 57%. His longest completion prop tonight is set at 34.5 yards. He has not gone over that since week 6 against San Francisco. So I think it's going to be underneath stuff. Mm-hmm. And they welcomed back Bucky Irving a couple of weeks ago. I loved him coming into the season. I made a bet on him at 67-1 to win the Offensive Player of the Year. Well, that was dead when he got hurt. But in his last 5 games this season, the longest reception for Bucky Irving has been 22, 25, 72, 20, and 24 yards. I played over 11.5 in the game tonight. I haven't done anything with Mike Evans.
I also told you earlier in the week I really liked Tampa and thought the line was short, but now it's up to 5.5. But further inspection and also reading a good breakdown from Dave Tooley on the website, I think you look, it's like, man, it's hard to get there because you've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and it hasn't happened. Oh, they'll crush Arizona. They'll be fine. Lucky to win. They won by 3. Oh, they're going to beat the Saints at home. Come on, it's a layup. They're laying 8. Lost the game outright. Struggled on offense. They've lost 4 of 5. And now you could still say they're not dead if they lose this game because all they have to do is sweep Carolina and they're going to win the division. Your opponents lost 7 of 8, and they have the second worst third down offense in the league. Evans back, McMillan back. I don't know what that means for your guy Ibuka, although the guru likes him over. But the 1-8 ATS at home against division teams, the Mackin and Tren Cohen stuff you read earlier, and also the 1-10 ATS at home following a home game as well. So I would think this is time to buy low on Evans, where he's only 38.5 with his receiving yards, 25 yards each half. It's plus 375 at Caesars. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just the Evans of old and he goes for 80 yards and maybe even has a touchdown. But I definitely like this angle. And I know Jensen Lewis was talking about it today as well. But Tampa Bay really struggles against running backs and out of the backfield. And that's where Cousins and Robinson can do some damage. And Robinson had 100 yards receiving in the first meeting, week 1. Here's the guru on why he likes Robinson over.
I actually, did some digging here. Not only do the Bucs give up the most receiving yards per game to running backs this season, they give out the 10th most schedule adjusted fantasy points per game to running backs in the passing game only over the last 5 weeks. So it's a whole season-long trend that has continued over the last 5 weeks.
And I think most people betting this game tonight agree with that because some books, Pauly, including one of the sharpest offshore books in the entire world, have moved it to 39.5. And by the way, it's juiced at minus 119 to the over in this game. Mm-hmm. So I looked to play 35 plus. I couldn't find it. You can find 40 plus at even money for him. The Opta AI stats at vsin.com, they project him tonight for 38.5. And, numbers always matter. It doesn't matter if it's a player prop, a side, or a total. I gave out the example from Warren Sharp, I think it was last Sunday morning. He liked Michael Carter over and said 16.5, 17.5 running back for the Cardinals, receiving yards. And the number had moved, and some books were offering over 18.5 and 19.5. What did Michael Carter end up with? 18. So he liked it over 16.5, 17.5. Lands whammo right in the middle of where every book moved it. Mm-hmm. So, and I can't even imagine how many times that happens throughout the course of the year, by the way, where player props get hooked. What do you think from McMillan tonight? He's 9.5 yards. Will he get one catch can clearly get him 10 yards?
That's a difficult one. I don't know about that one. But I will say Robinson 5 yards rushing each quarter, $1.10. And I will go against the guru on Pitts. Guru thinks he'll be a marked man because of no London. But as we talked about with Charch, good rapport with Cousins, and 18 targets the last 2 games. He is a little bit banged up, but he had 6 for 90 against Seattle. He had 7 for 82 against the Jets. And he had 7 for 59 week 1 against Tampa. So priced in the mid-50s. I think Pitts will go over tonight as well. And that's another one I like. But I certainly picking up what Guru's putting down earlier with Bijan as well.
By the way, so the Buccaneers, you mentioned this. They're not dead yet, even with a loss.
No.
Well, they could lose this game, Paul, and the Panthers could lose again on Sunday to the Saints. That's like a coin flip. They already lost to them when they were a big favorite at home.
And I love the Sills breakdown from Charch as well.
Yeah, very good.
Now, you don't want to go 6-1 anytime touchdown, fine. But plus money to have over 2.5 receptions, and he's running the Drake London routes now.
Yeah.
And Cousins likes him, and we talked about, like they mentioned on the broadcast too, about working out off the field to the side as backups.
Yeah, you can find plus money wherever you look. It's as high as plus 130 now, by the way, on him to go over 2.5 catches.
Right. And Kramer's got 4 big picks coming up with first touchdown we'll get to as well. Think you know sports? It's time to get paid for it. Better Picks, the daily fantasy app where your sports knowledge turns into real cash fast. Download the Better app, pick more or less on your favorite player stats, and when your pick hits, you win. New users get free money just for signing up, no deposit required. And when you do deposit, you get a 50% match up to $200. Better has action every day of the year. Always a lineup to build and always a chance to win. NBA, soccer, UFC, golf, and more. Getting started is easy. Head to better.app, BETR, download Better in the app or Google Play Store. Don't forget promo code VEASAN to claim your free money and deposit bonus. Better Picks. If you know sports, it's time to prove it.
Now, Sills has actually not had more than 2 catches in a single game this year. And he was blanked against Seattle last week. But against Tampa...
He's getting 4 or 5 targets, though.
No, he is. Yep. Back-to-back weeks with 4. There's a 3 the previous week when he had a couple against the Saints. And you back-to-back games with the touchdowns. Mm-hmm. I think you had that in win-lose when he scored against the Saints. Wasn't he like 18-1 or something like that?
Yeah. That was a big price.
By the way, if the Falcons are really going to be a serious football team, they need to start over again in the offseason.
Quarterback as well?
No, I don't know about that, but I'm talking about the head coach.
Oh, they need to make clean house.
They got to clean house.
Like this team coming up we're going to talk about. Yeah. They're going to clean house, too.
Yeah, and that would be the Cleveland Browns. Tony Rizzo, ESPN Cleveland next. He's watched every single lousy Browns quarterback up close and personal for 40 years. What's the realistic takeaway from watching Shedeur Sanders for 2.5 games? We'll ask him next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Talk some Browns and Bears here. Coming up week 15 on Sunday in Chicago. Bears laying 7.5, total about 38.5 or 39. As the legend in Cleveland, Tony Rizzo joins the program now, ESPN Cleveland. T-Riz, thanks for the time as you're on the Progressive Guest Line. You have watched every stinking quarterback for this organization play for the last 30-plus years. Wasn't all bad in the 80s, but you know what I'm talking about. What would you say is the realistic takeaway of Shedeur Sanders after 2.5 games?
All right, guys, thank you. As always, a pleasure. Fellas, come on anytime you want. First of all, the Browns quarterback right now, who is the AFC Rookie of the Week, Offensive Rookie of the Week. He threw for 3 and ran for 1 last week. He was the 5th quarterback on their depth chart in training camp. Okay, they thought they were going to redshirt him. They drafted him in the 5th round as a quote-unquote value pick. I don't even know what that means. Maybe they thought they were going to trade him. Long story short, kid looks great. He's who I thought he was coming out of the draft. I don't know. Mel had him rated as the top quarterback in the draft. Guys, I know why there was a message sent to him. Can't be a celebrity quarterback before you're drafted. So he lasted all the way to the 5th round. Didn't think it was fair. You know, whether you like it or not, the kid's a superstar with young people. He is. He's a sensation. He's a rapper. Now he just happens to be a quarterback. The most thing we're proud of here is how he has committed himself. He is in the building early. He is meeting with Stefanski. He is correcting mistakes He's throwing the ball away, but he's making big plays. Kid's got a great arm. He can put the ball in places. Guys, come on. Really elite kind of accuracy. So there's a bright light for us here in Cleveland, even though we're 3-10. And guys, I got to tell you, I'm miserable. 3-10. In a year where the AFC North is vulnerable. 7-6 is leading the division.
Yeah.
How awful.
Yeah. So he's the start of the rest of the season. And he's not going to do that every week. But everything you've said the last couple months has been right. Give him a chance, see what you have, and coach him up. So what happens if he's okay the rest of the season? What does that mean next year? Because they put the Watson stuff out there the other day.
Well, hold on. There is a scenario where they extend Deshaun's contract again to make room. They make him a post-June 1 cut, and they eat $130 million over the next 2 years, and then he would not be with the team ever again.
Okay.
If they want to move on from that. Now, there are people in the building who I think, hey, we're paying this guy all this money. He's a veteran quarterback. I could see a Shedeur and Deshaun Watson quarterback room next August in Cleveland. I don't know what they do with Gabriel. I think the team's coming around on Deshaun. On Shedeur. I think the team's coming around. Deshaun's been a big help to him. Guys, I told you, remember a couple weeks ago when I told you he was going to be on the bench with the kid for his first start in Vegas?
Yes.
They showed you 1,000 shots of Deshaun and Shedeur.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a real relationship, and he's helped him a lot. And I know, Deshaun's all messed up. He was mentally and everything from all the crap that went on. But he helped that kid. He really did. And I know Shedeur likes him a lot and trusts him a lot. I don't know. Going forward, I could see something like that. Again, I don't know what they do with Gabriel. I'm not ready to crown anybody, guys. It's been 35 years over here without a quarterback. But I like what I've seen from Shedeur Sanders, and that's what I saw coming out of the draft.
Are they going to clean house with the coaching staff, and then will they draft someone too?
Guys. So the Haslam's are part owners of the Milwaukee Bucks. So what is tonight? Thursday, Tuesday night they were in Milwaukee watching the Bucks game, or one of the days this week. Yesterday they were in Washington D.C. trying to help the mayor of Cleveland get rid of Burke Lakefront Airport, which is on the waterfront, which they're trying to redevelop after they moved the stadium to Brook Park. So they got a lot going on, Pauly. I don't know. Are they gonna eat that chair? Are they gonna swallow that apple and go find a new GM and a new coach? It's a lot of work. They got a new stadium they're trying to build in Brook Park in 2029. There's a lot on their plate right now. And I thought surely 6-24, guys, I don't even know what the numbers are. 6-24 in 2 years. You're going to keep your coach, but there is a scenario where these guys both survive. Maybe we're hearing Barry might get bumped up to maybe Dee Podesta's role, which he left, and then Kevin might stay, and they'd have somebody inside. I've heard Glenn Cook's name as a GM, possible GM, who is now, I think, assistant GM under Andrew Barry. I don't know what the Browns are going to do, but they need a change of direction. They really do. Dee Podesta leaving was big. That opens the door for some good changes.
Let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Tony Rizzo, ESPN Cleveland. He's on the Progressive guest line. So they are 3-10 on the year. They are currently picking fourth if the season ended today in the NFL draft. They are 7.5-point dogs to the Bears. They play Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and they're at Cincinnati. A lot of those teams, like in the top 4, top 5, they're not going to need quarterbacks. They just took one. Mm-hmm. So to Pauly's, second question there, I mean, if they're on the board picking 3rd, 4th, something like that, I mean, are you serious? Are they going to really kick the can on another guy? And by the way, probably a very weak quarterback class.
Well, that was their game plan going in, Mitch. That was their game plan going into 2026. They were going to redshirt Shedeur. Gabriel was going to be a backup. They were going to ride the veterans. They traded Pickett. They were going to ride Flacco. It didn't work. Terrible offense, by the way. Going in, that's their plan. Now, I think they're going to have to rethink it. The Browns need O-tackle and wide receiver like you can't believe. Their offensive line, they have all 5 guys are gone next year. Okay?
Cool.
Gone. They have to redo their whole offensive line. Look it up. And I know Joel, I love him to death. He should go to the Hall of Fame. Good player. He's going to retire. And I expect him to. And they need wide receivers. Judy's had a nightmare year. Oh, my God. Unders every week. Guys, he hasn't had a quarterback. I think Jerry Jeudy has 7 quarterbacks thrown to him since he got to Cleveland 2.5 years ago. Think about that. Think about that.
Oh, it's brutal. Brutal. What do you think Sunday? Catching 7.5.
Oh, it's there's a regression coming. You know me. I listen to your network, boys. Pretty informed. Okay. By the way, shout out. You guys do a great job. Love the show, boys. Listen every day. If I don't listen, I get it on the podcast. Yeah. Part of the nation.
Regression coming for Sanders. Okay. What happens with the Buckeyes? Your level of concern with what happened against Indiana?
Now, let me say this.
Yeah.
Did not like the Indiana game. They were due. Guys, they hadn't lost a game in a calendar year. I mean, come on. I think this will wake them up. I like it. I think they're motivated, and they got as good a shot as anybody. Oh, my God. It's up to the quarterback. It's all on the quarterback. Julian had a bad game in Indiana. He's the first one to tell you. He's been really good this year. I like their chances. They got a lot. They're going to get a couple weeks off. They'll get healthy. And I don't know who can come on, guys. Do you like Texas Tech?
Yes.
Yeah, they're good.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
I agree. You like Indiana?
Yes.
You have to.
Yeah, they're good. But if Iowa State beat either one of them, you would not be surprised.
Oh no, of course not. They'll be favored in any scenario. I got to tell you though, look, you don't even need truth serum. You would change coaches this second if Indiana said, we'll take Ryan Day, you could have Kurt Signetti. You would make that deal this instant, would you not?
No,
it was a coaching clinic Saturday. Come on, Tony.
Mitch, hold on. I will say this. First of all, Coach Signetti's Italian. Now you know I love. Second of all, come on. I'm on your show. I'm being honest. Second of all, he is the college coach all the way. So they were talking about him, Stefanski's on the hot seat. I don't know if they'll change. I think it's 50-50, by the way. And I know the guys would kill me for saying this, but it's half and half, 50-50, whether Stefanski and Barry both stay or go. But Kurt Signetti in the NFL, I don't think it works. But his college coach, wow, he is. No, I like Coach Day, man. Coach Day's running a professional offense, and Matt Patricia is running a professional defense in college, guys. Think about it.
Oh, he's been great. That's true. Yeah.
I can't get over Patricia.
You like that pencil?
I've known him forever. He was with Belichick. Stop, Belichick. I knew Bill in 1990. See, I've known Matt. He went to Detroit. Love the guy. I was so impressed. I questioned that move. He has been one of their MVPs this year. Done a great job.
Please start putting the pencil behind your ear on a daily basis. That would be great.
Want to see it?
Do you know what that is? Hold on, Mitch. You know what that is? Paul Brown.
Is it?
That's Paul Brown. Look it up. That's Paul Brown.
Love you on YouTube. You're the best. I was shocked. I watched the show Monday. You dropped an F-bomb right away. Good for you.
Oh, stop, Pauly.
I'm stunned that T. Rizzo would drop an F-bomb.
3-10. He's got to.
You're the man, pal. Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Don't look now, but teams are 1-11 ATS after playing this team. Details next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
All right, here we go with a look at updated numbers, Week 15 betting card, National Football League. I've asked the question a couple times this week. Pauly, it's an early game. Houston, 1 o'clock Eastern time on Sunday. They're still below 10 against the Arizona Cardinals. I'm laying it. I'm betting the Texans. I rarely, if ever, get involved with this big of a number on a favorite in the NFL. The Cardinals form that they're in right now, this is a team that appears to cannot wait for the season to end. And this Texans team has been... they can go out there and have a team score 0 to 10 points on any given Sunday. Their defense is in the zone right now. So I think below 10 is definitely worth a bet on Houston.
Mm-hmm.
You in that same boat?
Yep. And after what Montesanto said yesterday as well, I mean, the look ahead was 6.5. Now we're up to 9.5. I think this is a game where Stroud can move the ball and have a big game through the air. And again, you think they could turn over Brissett and it won't go well. And it's everything. I mean, Gannon's got to be gone. They've lost 9 of 10.
Yeah.
It's been a disaster. This one, sorry. And then you were going to say?
No, go ahead.
And then Philly down to 11 in some spots. It's going to be Pickett now for the Raiders. But the thing I keep going back to, and it's a dynamite point, and what Sal Powell said yesterday, they're going to be all over them if it's a slow start and the offense struggles again. I mean, they've seen enough. They're a tough group. Fans are furious, and the fire Kevin Chance will start early if they go 3 and out a couple times against a bad team.
Yep. So how about this? There's a team laying 11.5 points, and the total's 38.5.
Right.
Can they cover and the game stays under? They're going to win 20-3? Are they going to win?
That's what they're telling you.
Right? 24-10 and get the job done?
See this a lot in college football.
Well, then would you want
a big boy against a bottom feeder?
So, I mean, how about Raiders team total under?
With Geno, yes. I don't know if I can get there with Pickett.
Pickett might be a little bit different. Okay.
This Hurts turn the ball over and help him out. That's the other thing.
I think I can't trust this team to lay 11 points against anybody. And by the way, great breakdown last hour, Paul Charchian. You can go back and listen on the Follow the Money podcast. There's one thing the Raiders do well. Like the last, I think he said 5 games, opposing quarterbacks are throwing for 201 yards per game. So they're not getting lit up exactly in the air. And Hurts has been, I mean, that passing offense has been destroyed. It's been horrible the entire year.
Yep.
Anyway, how about
Jacksonville 8.5 up to 13.5 now? Could be Brady Cook. You have an unbelievable stat on this team, which I cannot believe.
With the Jets.
Yes.
Well, so it ties into Miami this week. So here is a tweet from Money Gun Guz. And he has been trending very hot this year in Circa Millions, right? And he is, where's he at right now? You said
4th.
He's currently in 4th place, 5 picks a week ATS. And he's been pretty much one of the leaders the entire year. He's been a sports bettor for more than 20 years. He tweeted me this earlier today. I couldn't believe it. Had to do a triple take. But teams who played the Jets this year, the following week, they are 1-11 ATS. The only cover was week 11. The Browns plus 7.5 against the Ravens, and they lost by 7. The Dolphins beat up the Jets last week, and now they get Pittsburgh on Monday night. You bet Steelers early money line. Here at Circa, they're laying 3 minus 115. How weird is that?
That is the most bizarre stat of the year. It makes no sense. They have a bad defense. They're not physical. Right. Why would that be? They're also, if it's Cook, it's the first time in 50 years that the Jets will start an undrafted rookie at quarterback.
Wow. I mean, so in recent years, we've had teams like Pittsburgh, right, where this was a thing.
Right. That makes sense.
Right?
Physical.
Yeah, physical, beat the daylights out of you. Yeah. You're not ready for the next game. It happened with the 49ers a couple years ago.
Right.
Same exact scenario, right? It took you more than like a week. You needed a bye week after playing those teams. You didn't get it, and you struggled. With the Jets, I did Will Hill's podcast today. Should have bet more under the VSiN family of podcasts here. He had a great takeaway. We were kicking this around like, why would this be? And he said, maybe the team playing the Jets, they're like, it's the Jets. We don't really have to show up with our A game. And they play the Jets, and then that kind of attitude lingers for the next couple of days as they get ready for the team
Makes no
after
sense.
them.
How about Monday night? The Chargers had more turnovers on one play than the Jets have the whole season. How about that?
Oh, that's fantastic.
I mean, because they took away. There was a muff punt against the Atlanta in the Atlanta game. The defense has one takeaway. They don't have an interception. And the Chargers, it hurts 2 on the same play.
Right. Minus 4 points in fantasy football. First time it's ever happened. Now this one, so the Ravens were posted as a 2.5 point favorite. Not only did money never show on Cincinnati, at some books it went the other way. The Baltimore Ravens are now laying 3 at Cincinnati. That's absolutely a bet to me, taking the Bengals.
I asked the guys at the Westgate, what's the Saturday night line? Packers 5.5 at home to the Ravens. Wow. What do you think of that?
Oh, man. Well, they might be a dead team by then.
That's possible.
Yeah.
But I think you're going to get their best shot here, and they know. They got to run the table, or at least get some help from Pittsburgh. And that was just 2 horrible losses. But again, everyone will eat. They should be able to move the ball. Do they beat themselves again? That's the question.
Right.
And something funky seems to happen to them every single week as well.
I like the idea of Cincinnati up to 8.5 on teasers for sure.
Chargers would be 2.5 at home against Houston, per their numbers for that first game Saturday.
Okay, all right. And by the way, now in this game on Sunday, the Chargers are catching 5.5. Money on Kansas City. Again, I can't get there, but it is a horrible spot here for the Chargers. Off a Monday night game. Now you travel what figures to be cold weather, Herbert's hand, and they couldn't block a high school team in that game. And the Chiefs defense just put up a stellar game against Houston. So you think that he's going to be in a similar spot where he's taking a lot of sacks and the offense probably won't do much.
I do like the 3-point move to the under. 44.5 to 41.5.
I would agree.
I agree with that. Yep. How strange is this week? I got Evan Abrams. I'm sure I'll have this Friday. 2 teams are on 10-game winning streaks, and they're both home dogs, Denver and New England. This is nuts.
Yeah.
This happened before? I can't imagine.
At the same time?
Yes.
No way. So in this Buffalo game, by the way, and money on Buffalo, they're a 1.5 favorite as we speak against New England. This is from Steve Mackin, VSiN.com. Teams boasting an 83% or better win-loss record are 63 and 42 straight up, but only 40 and 63 ATS. That's 39% in post-Thanksgiving Day games since 2015, including 13 and 33 ATS in divisional contests. That would be New England, and that would qualify the Denver Broncos as well. Home teams in the Broncos-Packers matchup. They don't play every year, obviously, but for the record, home teams are 9-1 straight up, 7-1-2 ATS, last 10 between these two teams. And how about the Rams touching 6.5 now against the Lions on Sunday? Boy, oh boy.
What's the problem?
Well, the Lions
They'll move the ball at will.
Yeah. I mean, I know they will.
Total move 5 points. It's another one.
Are the Rams going to get enough? The Lions' offense is still elite.
They're not stopping the Rams.
Probably not.
Unless Stafford has turnovers, they're going to get whatever they want in that game.
How about this historical trend? Teams that scored 45 or more points in their prior game are 11 and 27 ATS when favored at home by 3 or more points since 2012. And that would be the Rams don't show up with their A-plus game back-to-back weeks.
Yep.
But this team, I think they sensed it, how bad that entire miscue was in Carolina the previous week. They're like, hold on a second here. We got to go play at Seattle next Thursday, and now all of a sudden we might miss out on the 1 seed. That was not smart of us. And the way that Stafford got Puka going again last week. And how about Blake Corum with what he did? Mm-hmm. And Warren Sharp was all over that on the VSiN Pro Football Tailgate Show on Sunday morning. And I think that's probably going to continue with Corum.
Yep. Good stuff yesterday on the Last Men Standing podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And we know the guy C3 Picks or whatever it is.
Yeah, he won it last year.
Yes, and he's still alive. 3 people have already said what they're doing. 2 Jacksonville and a San Francisco. And then C3 Picks also says, I'm using Buffalo next week.
Right, I think the total got up to 6 people said who we're going to take. Now, as Bill 80 wrote today in the VSiN Daily, probably a little gamesmanship there.
Okay. That's strong to say who am I taking now, and then also I'm going to take Buffalo at Cleveland the following week.
Yeah. How about
what my plan of attack is?
How about we get 10 entries who say, yeah, we don't want to play for a chop. I want to try to win this bad boy all on my own.
Well, you got several people saying that.
Yeah.
I know. Think you know sports, get paid for it. Better Picks, daily fantasy app that turns your sports knowledge into real cash. Download Better, pick more or less on your favorite player stats. If your pick hits, you win. New users get free money just for signing up and no deposit required. And when you do deposit, a 50% match up to $200. Better.app or download Better today. Promo code VSiN. Get your free money deposit bonus. Better.app, BETR.
All right, coming up next, Steve Wiss is going to join the program. The Meat Man. We'll get some best bets in soccer from him. He has a plethora of games that he likes, and this is going to be a great breakdown in a match where he says bet over the cards, bet a red card, and bet over corners. And there's a great explanation why. Find out the details coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.